John McKee, like many soldiers, yearned for the tranquility and stability of home life after his service. His time in Afghanistan was marked by challenges and hardships, and the prospect of returning to a familiar and peaceful environment was something he deeply longed for. The concept of home had taken on a new meaning for him, symbolizing safety and a return to normalcy. John's return home was marred by an unsettling feeling, a premonition that something was amiss. This foreboding soon materialized into a shocking discovery that not only jeopardized his long-awaited homecoming, but also necessitated the involvement of a local biker group and the authorities, adding an unexpected twist to his return. But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. Growing up in a military family, John McKee was no stranger to the life of a soldier. His father, grandfather, and several cousins had all served, making the military a significant part of his family's legacy. This background made his decision to join the Marines at the age of 25 feel like a natural progression, a continuation of a proud family tradition. John's military journey was supported wholeheartedly by his family. His service began domestically in the United States and later took him to Afghanistan. The day of John's return was a moment he had long anticipated. The violence and strife he had witnessed were things he hoped to leave behind. He dreamed of a quieter, simpler life, away from the chaos of the battlefield. Fortunately, his savings, combined with U.S. military subsidies, allowed him to purchase a modest home to return to. This home was more than just a structure. It was a symbol of a new beginning and a peaceful future he had fought hard to achieve. Throughout his journey back, John's thoughts were dominated by his family and home. The anticipation of returning to familiar surroundings consumed him, but he was unprepared for the shocking reality that awaited him upon his arrival. As John gazed out the window, the sight of neatly mowed lawns and quiet streets was a soothing balm after the turbulence of deployment. However, as soon as he stepped out of the cab in front of his house, his relief was swiftly replaced by a sense of unease. With caution and preparedness, John set his bags down at the front, readying himself for any unforeseen circumstances. He stealthily navigated to the back door, his senses heightened and alert to any potential threats. Surveying his backyard, John noticed its unkempt and overgrown state. Approaching the door, John reached for his keys, only to find the door unexpectedly unlocked. This alarming discovery confirmed his suspicions that something was terribly wrong. With caution, John quietly opened the door, unsure of what he might find inside. The immediate assault of a foul odor hit him as he stepped into the house, intensifying his suspicion that something was terribly wrong. Inside, John found his house in disarray. The evidence inside the house pointed unmistakably to the presence of squatters. It appeared that trespassers had discovered the home's vacancy and taken advantage of the situation, turning John's house into their own. The realization that his private space had been violated by strangers was a bitter pill to swallow, especially after his sacrifices and service to the country. Rage boiled within John as he comprehended the violation of his sanctuary. The house he had invested in for safety and comfort was now occupied by strangers illegally. Frustrated and cautious, John decided to step outside and collect his thoughts. Seeking temporary refuge, John contacted his parents, who graciously offered him a place to stay. Upon meeting his family, whom he hadn't seen in years, John was enveloped in a warm, emotional embrace. The reunion was bittersweet, as he had to inform them about the situation at his house. His parents expressed regret for not keeping a closer eye on the property, but John reassured them, understanding that the responsibility was not theirs to bear. Determined to resolve the issue, John went to the local police station to report the squatters. He expected swift action and support from the authorities, believing that the legal system would work in his favor to reclaim his rightful property. Shockingly, the police informed John that they were unable to intervene, as the squatters had produced documents claiming temporary residency. The disbelief that the authorities sided with the squatters over the legitimate homeowner left John utterly perplexed. Faced with a lack of immediate assistance from the police, John insisted on the illegitimacy of any documents the squatters might have. Disappointed with the response from law enforcement, John shifted his focus to finding legal representation. In his quest for a solution, John explored alternative ways to address the squatter situation. His research eventually led him to a local biker group, known for assisting with issues overlooked by the police. Although it was an unconventional route, John was willing to consider any option that might help him reclaim his home. Seizing on a potential solution, John reached out to a local biker group. He detailed his predicament, hoping their unique capabilities could assist him in reclaiming his home. The bikers' anger at the lack of action from law enforcement and their commitment to John's cause provided him with unexpected allies. Their readiness to assist was a glimmer of hope in an otherwise frustrating situation. The bikers proposed a peaceful approach to confronting the squatters, emphasizing the importance of avoiding any rash actions. John and the bikers planned to visit the house together, with John explaining the legal situation and the bikers acting as witnesses. This strategy aimed to resolve the issue through dialogue and presence, rather than through force or intimidation. Arriving at the house with the bikers in tow, John hoped that their presence would be enough to persuade the squatters to leave without further complications. Confronting the squatters, John calmly asserted his ownership and explained their illegal occupancy. However, the squatters were dismissive, refusing to leave the home they had settled into for months, leaving John in disbelief at their audacity. The squatters implied that they would only leave under forceful conditions, showing no interest in John's attempts at peaceful negotiation. As John attempted to communicate calmly with the squatters, the conversation quickly deteriorated. The squatters became hostile, resorting to cursing and threats. John and the bikers were conscious of the situation's potential to escalate, and while John felt provoked, he knew that engaging in a heated argument would not help his cause. Recognizing the potential for legal consequences, John and the bikers reluctantly stepped back to reassess their strategy, especially now knowing the squatters' willingness to resort to violence. Recognizing the need to apply pressure on both the squatters and the authorities, John decided to involve the media. He reached out to local news outlets, hoping that publicizing his plight would prompt action from law enforcement and draw attention to his predicament. The media's involvement had the potential to turn public opinion in his favor and force the authorities to respond. The situation quickly escalated to public attention, with local media channels picking up the story. The impact of involving the media was more significant than John had anticipated. The story resonated with people nationwide who were outraged at the lack of support from the police and legal system. Determined to resolve the situation, John sought legal assistance, hiring a renowned property lawyer known for successfully handling cases similar to his. His resolve to reclaim his property was unwavering. The legal proceedings were grueling, with John's lawyer tirelessly working to discredit the squatters' forged documents, while simultaneously trying to retrieve John's own paperwork. The squatters put up a formidable resistance, but they were no match for John's lawyer. The attorney, known for his strategic victories, meticulously dismantled their claims, gathering a wealth of evidence and witness testimonies to bolster John's case. The renewed media attention and legal pressure finally prompted the authorities to act, albeit belatedly. In a long-awaited decision, the court ruled in John's favor, affirming his ownership and ordering the squatters to leave immediately. The news came as a huge relief to John, signaling the end of a tumultuous chapter in his life. With the conflict resolved, John approached his property, a mix of relief and apprehension in his heart. Jake came forward, nodding in mutual understanding and respect. It was a small, significant moment for John, marking the end of a long struggle, with the bikers' unwavering support being instrumental. In the following months, John devoted himself to cleaning and renovating his home. John's journey from despair to resolution is a testament to the power of perseverance and seeking help in unlikely places. It's a reminder that with determination and the willingness to ask for assistance, even the most daunting challenges can be overcome. John's journey finally culminates in a return to the tranquil life he had envisioned when leaving the military. His ordeal serves as a reminder of the resilience and community support needed to overcome adversity, and we hope he finds the peace and quiet he has longed for.